to another one of our 2017 The Year You Master Mortgage Coach presentations. Today we'll be going through a few things, but let's look at what these presentations are looked to make you guys better at Mortgage Coach. We want to help increase your conversion rate, accelerate client commitment and the sales cycle shortened, increase referrals, build a network of referrals with your referral partners, and save time by integrating Mortgage Coach in your sales process. During this week 3, this is what we were able to see, and today we are doing the cost of waiting total cost analysis on the 17th. So that is what we have for you today. So let's go ahead and get started. And what we want to do is we want to first go in and see the output that our clients will be seeing. So I'm going to bring my phone over so you guys can see what it is that the clients will be seeing. I'm dragging it over for you. And here we go, clicking on I understand. The client, we're not going to watch this video right now, but here's what you have. The upper left-hand corner, that is your logo. We see that this is the cost of waiting presentation right underneath it. And underneath that is your picture and information about you. Any of those yellow links on this is actually a link that they can touch. Touching that brings up my information. You can always share that link by clicking share link on that upper right corner. The others also bring it up. Let's try clicking again. And here is where we have the choices on what to share. Hold on, the phone is taking a few minutes, a little behind me. Let's go ahead and see if it catches up. And we also have the disclosure down here in this bottom spot. So any of these 3 links bring up your presentation. It actually unconnected me. Let's see what's going on really quickly. Okay, give me 1 second while I actually start the program back over on the computer. But while I'm doing that, let's talk about what it is that the client is going to be seeing. So what your client will be seeing is if they were to wait versus purchase a home now, how much more is it going to cost them? That's what we're looking at. So there we are, we're up and running. Let's go back into the presentation. And here's the presentation that we had. Is it going to turn for me? It's actually not working really good. We're going to give that a few minutes to do its thing. While it's doing that, here we go. We can see that it shows the purchase price that the clients are looking at, the loan amount they'll be getting, interest rate, APR rates. Now, this is where you're going to show that cost of waiting. You're going to show it in the purchase price for later on because we know right now, even though rates are going up, house prices are trending up as well. They are not mutually exclusive. So I see I've added $20,000 right here for the increase of the home. Interest rates, this line right here, we can see that before the election, it was lower. It's increased, and I actually left it the same. If you want to make it more dramatic, add a little increase in this price as well. Everything else has remained the same in this presentation. Showing a payment breakdown, you can see exactly where things are. Closing costs, we can also see, and I'm just clicking on the bottom, but our phone is not going along with me. Clicking down here, they can view it and see exactly what ones they need to look at for the information. So that is the basic information we're going to be reviewing. So let's get started by going into our Mortgage Edge presentation. I'm going to build from a new client. So clicking on new client, and I'm going to put first name as if you, let's try it again. My typing skills are off a little today. If you wait to buy. And I'm actually going to build this as a marketing piece. So clicking on marketing, this is going to be the title or the headline then. So the other thing you might want to do is you might choose to make this in all caps. So there we go. Now, once you're there, there's no home phone number, and we can do rent, but we're just going to leave this as is for now, and a friendly name, cost of waiting. This allows you to keep those reports separate if you build more than one report for the same client. So once you're into this screen, what is the goal of your client? It's to just purchase a home. Moving on over, we can see this is the current information. Because I'm doing a marketing piece, I'm not as concerned about this. However, we do want to put a property value or purchase price in there. Let's say it's $350,000. This is all based on the current mortgage that your client has if they currently own. If you do not want to put this information in this very first page, clicking on rent allows you that option not to put that information in. So we're still going to get our first home. And here you can put this information in. And we come over to this. And again, if I was doing an individual client, I would be putting this information in based on the conversation I have with my client. So tax bracket, if you want to see the impact that it has on the client, you do want to include tax bracket and standard deductions. Those are amounts that you want to get from your client during that conversation. If you don't, we do have a little find a tax bracket, but again, it's an estimate because we don't know really where your client is at. Moving on through, this is again, if you talk to your client, you'll put in their maximum and minimum payments, as well as what range they're looking for in a home. So let's go ahead and start here with product one. Product one, you're going to call pre-election, because we want to reflect how much would a house cost you had you purchased before the election. And this is why I like doing this as a marketing piece, because more likely I'm not going to present this to a customer, but I'm going to present it to a group, or I'm going to try to present it in an environment where I'm trying to get customers to move so I can create them a personal TCA. So we can add a product template here. And let's just say we're doing a conventional 30-year fixed. If you have templates, throw it in. If not, you're going to go through each line and add them. Purchase price, $350,000. Down payment is 20%. And that gives us our base loan amount. Interest rate. So during that time before the election, interest rates were still in the threes. I'm going to use 3.677. Term is a 360. Moving to the next, because I used a template, it automatically threw in a closing template as well. So we have that information already dropped in. We also see it has the factoids for taxes, as well as hazard insurance reserves, and if there's any premiums. So everything looks great here. I'm just going to apply it to the loan and move to the next screen. And here we already have that information back in our template, so I'm not going to have to worry about anything on here. So we're going to add a second product. We're just going to copy the second product from the pre-election and click OK. Because the only thing we're really looking at changing on this second product is the interest rate. Interest rates did increase, and I'm going to put 4.25. So actually, let's see. After the election, it was a little higher than that. 320. There we go. So moving over, we already see everything is thrown in here for us. So now we can add our third product. So add product one more time. And product 3 is going to be called Future. I don't think I named product 2. We'll go back and check. So now we're going to copy from the product 2 and click OK. Let's go back and name that product 2. And we're going to name it just the 30-year fixed. This way the clients know what product it is you're looking at for this presentation. Clicking the caret so it makes it stick and save it. Let's go back to the future one. Future one, let's say the interest rate does increase a little bit more. Let's put it at 4.5. Moving on through, the other thing, the home price increase. So now instead of 350, let's say it is 365. So we'll move on through after that. All of this information, again, because we're copying, it's nice and fast to just go right through the screens. And now we can see our rent analysis is what it says. We know that we're going to go through and change it when we present it to a total cost analysis. We're just going to leave all of this alone for now. If this is a marketing piece, you do not need to put this information in. If it's not a marketing piece, fill it in with the information about your client. And here we want to change it to a total cost analysis. Now we have our pre-election 30-year fixed and future in there so we can display it to the client. If you're working with a client, here's a note area that you can keep any information on that client personal to yourself, but so you can remember it. It can be things such as has 4 kids, currently lives with mother, not paying rent. Whatever the scenario is, you can put it right here. You can put some of their hobbies, whatever information you want to remember about your client. And moving forward, now you can see we'll not save any money in the future. If we buy now, we'll save about $91. Had we bought before the election, we would have saved $194 in this scenario. Short-term interest. This is that money that you're saving. So again, future, you won't be saving. And now we have the long-term analysis, and this is how much interest in MIP is being paid. You can also put in their net worth and see how that's going to impact them, or total principal paid. So displaying it however you want. In this case, I might use total principal paid because of the way it looks, or even interest in MI. We see that we're paying a lot less here than we're paying here. Coming here, you have your choices, email, print, or save as a PDF. You want to make sure it is clicked if you're doing it for an individual. If you're doing it for a marketing piece, you might not want it clicked just in case you want to not be notified every time it's viewed. It might become overwhelming. And then your click to call button if you're using that for your dynamic call you directly. Put a quote date on this, that protects you. And now we're going to go to Generate Link. Generate Link gives you that dynamic link that is connected to the cost awaiting analysis. If I was to go in and record a video on this link, but I decide to show it as a rent versus own, then my video will not be attached to the rent versus own. It is directly attached to the one that you choose. I can drive this presentation while a client is looking at it with the Edge Live, add the video, or share here. We're going to add video. When clicking on add video, it comes up displayed like the client will see it. Down here in this lower corner is the record message. We are asked, can I use your camera and your microphone? Clicking on yes brings that up automatically. You, of course, can look at it and make sure that it is recording. Placing your mouse right here. Keep your hand on the mouse if you're using a computer, because that allows you to be able to engage in the camera. Once you look over this information and see what is relevant and important, then you click on that play button, and I'm actually going to move this. And in order to move that screen, you just drag it and drop it to where you want it. That way I can see the screen. I can glance down if I need to. So clicking on there, you'll be able to look into the camera and introduce yourself. Hello, this is Tina Bradford with Mortgage Coach. I am so proud that you have chosen to do a total cost analysis with you. As you can see, I am showing you the cost of waiting. What might happen to you if you choose to not purchase now? So if you were to have purchased before the election, you would have saved $194 on average based on our area. Now, buying now would be great, but let's say you choose and you wait and buy into the future. You now may be paying $94 more for that home every month. So look over this information, click on the more information buttons. Really pay attention to what it might cost you in the future if you choose not to buy now. Smile, make sure that people are feeling the warmth of your character. If you talk with your hands, talk with your hands. Always keep your eyes engaged and feel like they're talking to the actual person. If you use keywords or you do certain actions or anything like that, go ahead and feel free to do it in the computer. So that way the client feels like they are engaged with you. Keeping that hand there, clicking on that button, that stops that recording. Now you have the choice to keep your recording or to go ahead and throw it away. You can play that recording over, but I do suggest never recording more than 3 times. Don't waste your time. How much is your time worth? I'm going to choose to go ahead and throw this away. I'm going to click on yes, and we're going to eliminate that window. So that was really quick how to go over the total cost of waiting. I'm going to see if my phone is catching up with me or not. If not, we're going to go ahead and move on to how to get help. So let me see. Okay, looks like we're doing okay with the phone. I'm going to drag it over here. And you can see, if you choose to wait to buy is right at the top. We're going to click on there and we're going to click on total cost analysis and video. When I click on video on the phone, you can see it's a little more clear. Talking to the client in here, and again, when you're ready, click on video and then start talking to your client. Let them know, thank you for choosing me. I appreciate it. This is what I'm showing you. If you have any questions, call me right now. We can go over it together. Also, if you want me to go over it as you're looking at it, I can drive the presentation and show you what I think might be to your best interest. Again, call me as soon as you're done. Let's review what is in your best interest. Thank you again for trusting me to be your trusted mortgage coach. So being engaged, when you're done, putting stop. And it stops it there. So on my phone, on the bottom is retake, play, or use video. So if I push on play, It'll allow me to see it. I can use video or I can retake it. I'm actually going to push on retake and then cancel. So now you're here and you want to view the report. This is the information your clients will see when they click on there. It is broke down the same way our presentation is broke down in the 4 quadrants. So you can move it around by using the finger. More information is always up in the corner as well as the graph. So you can really move through this nice and quick. And again, this is the identical information that we have built that's in our total cost analysis. So let's go and move back over to our Edge presentation. And we're going to go over each little area so you know what you're showing your client. In the summary area, it's the basic summary of the information on the. Here you might want to highlight anything that is different than the previous one. So let's highlight that because those are our changes. You can see the payments are changed, as well as there is a change in cash to close. That way the client looks at that information. You can also highlight this is now. Let them really think about what it is that they're looking at. Once you're happy with where it's at, then you can go ahead and click into the more buttons. And again, anything in here you can highlight that you choose to highlight. More information in here has 3 different brackets. You can see it has the payment breakdown, so we can see actually what's in the payment. Closing cost, as well as if we had a reinvestment strategy, that would be displayed here. And each little box has their own breakdown of this information. On this screen, we have our logo and your individual branding. You also have the Call Me Now, which is the click to call credits, and you're able to share, print, and save from here. If you do not like the highlighting you've done, clicking this clear all takes it all away. So let's now look at how else can we use this presentation. If we go back into our products, first let's go over here and let's look. We know that we are saving $91 in here that we could be applying to the loan. So if we go over here and we go into our analysis, we can actually do an adjustment of reinvestment strategy. So this allows us to be able to show if you invested that savings amount, if you purchased during that time and you're paying the same payment as this one, exactly how quickly you would have been able to pay off your home. So we're just going to go through it just to show you how to enter it in, clicking on OK. And we can see we would have paid it off in 23.67 years, 26.58 years, but here we're going to pay 30 years. You can also move back over to the presentation we were doing, and now you'll see the reinvestment strategy is in this presentation. Because it's a live link, if you make adjustments, then the adjustments are automatically done for you. So now we can see up here that reinvestment strategy is implemented into your screen. So I hope you were able to learn how to do that reinvestment strategy and you're able to use it out on the field. If you do need questions answered, please click on help and that takes you to our support center. On here, type in there, wait and it is the cost of waiting presentation. We do have another link in here for extra explanation or if you want to watch again. We have our calendars available. Shows all the great training we have. One of them is our Tuesday calls. This is our Dave Savage call. He has mortgage industry professionals come in and talk to you. He also has some of our high-end LOs come in and tell you their strategies and what's working best for them. If you do not have the apps downloaded on your phone, I suggest you go ahead and get that done. You can go into the Apple Store if you have an Apple or Google Play if you have a Droid. Type in the name of the program, Mortgage Coach, or you can go in and type in Rate Watch, and it will tell you how to go through the steps to download it into your phone. From this screen, you can also log into Rate Watch or Mortgage Coach. So I hope you're able to learn again and bring something away from this. And I look forward to seeing you on more training calls. Thank you. Have a great day.